Hey there, and welcome to episode 22 of Cast Reflects. I'm your host Josh, and I'm joined as always by Connell Luke the Truth Jennings.
Howdy.
How you doing, man? You okay?
I'm alright. 22.
22, mate. We're getting there. We're like nearly halfway through a year's worth of podcasts.
We're like halfway to 44.
That is bang on, actually. It's funny you should say that. It's exactly halfway. No James Lugosi this week, unfortunately. That was
fun
one
though.
podcast.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, it was sick. It was sick. We should look at getting some more guests on soon.
Yes.
Because that was a good laugh. How you been anyway? You been okay?
Been alright, yeah. Taking some holiday off work next week. So just
Nice.
sort of getting through to that.
Yeah, I got a week off in 2 weeks as well, and I
Nice.
cannot fucking wait.
It was rumour has it it's somebody's birthday very soon.
Could be someone's 32nd birthday. Oh fuck, that's horrible. 32. Get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is my birthday. I don't know when this episode will come out the day before, so you still got time to
Happy birthday for
wish
tomorrow.
me a happy birthday. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you're fine. You're absolutely fine. Right, I am gonna ask you what you're playing, but I kind of know what you've been playing a little bit because we're gonna have a chat about it today.
Wow. Secret, I've been playing two things.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm gonna go first because I've been playing loads of shit recently, and it's been
Go on.
really cool. So I've been playing Metroid Prime finally. It's really good. It's really, really good. I'd never played Metroid Prime before on the GameCube, so this is awesome playing a remaster version
on Switch.
Yeah. Of like, one of the like highest regarded video games of its time. Like, it's obviously like really, really fucking good. I think like a couple of the mechanics haven't aged particularly well. Like the fact that you can't fast travel in between save points or certain areas. Like, you literally have to you have to walk everywhere, essentially.
Yeah, stuff like that's it's a product of its time, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
I found that playing Final Fantasy 12. Fortunately, if you tap L1, the game just goes in double speed.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can bomb it around.
You can just
in
tank
double
it
speed.
through, yeah.
If it didn't have that, I wouldn't be playing it.
Nah, it's weird, man. It's like I've played Pokemon on my little not recently, but I played, I think it was Gold on my little like Android thing, and just you can speed it up, and it's like I can't believe I used to play this without speeding it up, like grinding out levels. It sounds really impatient, doesn't it? Because we all used to do it when like we were kids because you didn't know anything else. But yeah, it's definitely one of those. Nah,
I couldn't play Pokemon Red now without a speed like mod, or
yeah,
because like all emulators have them, basically.
yeah, exactly. Like, you just double time the speed and save states as well. But yeah, no, it's really, really good. You can see why it was so highly regarded for its time. I think I'm still really enjoying it. Like, the gameplay's slick. It looks beautiful on Switch. It's classic Metroid. Like, backtracking. It's just it's a lot of backtracking sometimes, and it's funny, those sorts of games. I find you can spend like half an hour playing it and you don't do fucking anything because you're just walking around. Like, I know that there's a door that I can open now with this new upgrade. I just don't know where it is because I haven't found the map for this area. And then you find it, and then you get loads done in like half an hour. So you kind of go through these sections where you're doing nothing, and then you're doing like quite a bit. But I've been playing that. It's really good. I reckon I'm about halfway through. I've been playing Inscription finally, which is amazing. I was really struggling with it to start with. I found it really difficult.
It is hard.
Even though it's kind of roguelike-y, I feel like I died enough times that I'd unlocked all the mechanics for like the first act.
Yeah.
And I've completed it. I've completed the first act now, and it's just gone mad. Like, it's just gone mad. I don't know how much you played of it, but
I've only done into the first act. I've not got past it.
Yeah, so I won't say anything because I know you've played it already, but it's so up your street. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
like, it's so up your street. if you get a chance to go back to it, definitely do, because it's really, really good. But yeah, I love I love everything about it. It's like, even though it's really difficult, it's super interesting in its mechanics and
Mm.
even its art style and things like that. And there's like a bit of a breaking the fourth wall in it and things like
Yeah,
that. And
it does that really
when
well.
I love it when video games do that. It makes you think like where am I and what am I doing here playing this game? And
Yeah.
I love it when video games do that. Obviously, I think Metal Gear was the first game I played personally which did that, and it was like, this is fucking mental.
And also Inscription's a bit like a game inside a game, because you play as somebody in a room that's playing a card game on a
Yeah,
board.
yeah. Oh mate,
But
it's
most of the game like exists within that bit, but then every so often it lets you get up from the table and walk around the room that you're in and stuff.
yeah, like it without saying anything, it goes fucking mad.
Yeah.
But in a really good way, and you're just like, what the fuck? This is weird, but in a really good way. I've been playing Diablo. I've been playing BattleBit. BattleBit's really
Oh, I need
fucking
to get
good,
on
man.
BattleBit, man. I need to get on
Mate,
BattleBit.
it's so good. Like it's really got its claws in me now. I've finally given it a good go. Just playing on my own at the moment, but obviously using push to talk, and everyone on there is just pretty funny. Like just kind of a bit of a laugh to play with.
Mm.
And they have the death. What's it called? The death uh, vocals, like death microphone.
Oh, right, yeah.
So when
like,
you die, your mic is open by
open.
default
Yeah.
for like 3 seconds. So you can be like,
Yeah.
nah! So you can take the piss a little bit, or you'll kill someone and you'll hear like their really salty like response. So it's
Yeah,
really,
they used to do that on PUBG.
yeah. It'd be really, really good if we played and did stuff for your channel, because I think you'd get some like
Oh,
you could
We're
you
doing
could
it,
do
mate.
like you could do like a 5 minute, you know, video of just people's fucking like deaf
Deafs.
microphone.
Yeah, deaf mics. Yeah. I'm gonna download that after this.
It's like £8 and it's fucking the gameplay's solid as well, man.
I've been meaning to buy it.
Yeah.
It's like just a handful of devs, isn't it? I think it's like 4 people or something.
Yeah, it's super, super small studio. But yeah, it's really
Love
good.
that.
Yeah, I've been playing quite a lot, mate. I've been playing quite a lot. What have you been playing?
I have been playing Adventure Time: Pirates of the Enchiridion.
Sick. I fucking love Adventure Time.
Yeah, it's wicked. I mean, the game itself is fine. It's not anything amazing. It's a solid game. It's an open world turn-based RPG, sort of like Final Fantasy. You've got a party. You're Finn, Jake, Bimo, and Marceline.
Nice.
For the initiated Adventure Time fans.
Yeah.
And and you travel around the land of Oo, and you've got to go and complete missions because the Ice King has flooded Oo. So everyone's now living in pirate ships, and you just get in like battles on the sea.
Oh, sweet. So what's kind of like the main like mechanic? Is it like turn based, or is it just
Turn based, like it's pretty basic turn based Final Fantasy style. So you've got each character's got a moves, like a normal attack, and then you can heal by using items, or you've got like special attacks that you have to charge up throughout a battle sort of thing, and each character's got their own special attacks, and then you level up people's strength and speed and stuff like that.
Right, cool. So it's kind of basic RPG, but
Yeah.
Adventure Time.
Just Adventure Time, yeah.
Set on top of the ocean as well.
On top of the ocean, which
Yeah.
is what was quite interesting, because it's not under the ocean, is it? Like in other games that we've talked about.
It's not. I suppose it would be. Yeah. Well, I guess it's classed as aquatic.
Well, to be honest,
I wouldn't say amphibious, but it's aquatic. It's not underwater.
It's an aquatic game. I mean, your brief specifically said underwater, because I had a few honourable mentions in there that weren't quite underwater.
Yeah.
But we'll get on to
No,
that.
that's all right. That's fine. Well, let's swiftly move on to the main topic, which is kind of a tour. It's a tour. We're going to talk about Dave the Diver. Because, well, I've completed it. Have you completed it?
Not quite.
Not
I
quite.
am
Okay,
ever so close.
that's fine. That's fine. That's enough for us to,
Oh, it's more
to
than
talk
enough.
about.
I'll tell you where I've got to in a minute, and I think you'll
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, okay, you're literally about 5 minutes from
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, following on from that, I thought it'd be cool to have a look at some underwater video games,
the end."
and ones that are in that kind of terrain and environment, because looking into it, there's not actually that many. There's like a few, and I know there's only so much you can do underwater, but
Mm.
for someone who suffers with thalassophobia, it's always like a morbid curiosity. Like, it's almost like exposure therapy whenever I play an underwater game,
Yeah.
because the thought of being in that situation is just so disgusting to me in in every possible way, that I just weirdly enjoy being able to just be like, nah, I don't have to do that anymore. I'm just going to
Yeah.
pause and cancel this.
Gives you control.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in charge of my thalassophobia, not you. So yeah, Dave the Diver, mate.
Yeah.
You're nearly done. How much have you done?
So I've just got to the glacial region, and I've unlocked the first of the 3 puzzle bits in the
Right.
glacial region, and then I just saved the dugong that's ill
Yeah.
by chasing down the octopus and getting the antidote from the octopus, which is a fantastic sentence to say out loud.
Yeah. So you didn't kill the octopus then?
I did not.
Nah, me neither.
Did you?
Nah, no, get off that, mate. Nah,
I wanted to know what happened if you killed him.
nah, I couldn't. He was just too cute, mate. Even though he was annoying, he was
Yeah.
only having a little game, wasn't he?
What I will say is, after the absolutely anti-vegan massacre that game is, I felt the least I could do was spare the octopus.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? Because like you're a vegan, I'm vegetarian now. I never used to be, but not being pescatarian, I was just like, I've never liked seafood anyway, so I didn't really have a weird thing where I was like, I don't like killing animals in games anyway, but
That's basically the whole game.
and that's the whole game. Like, you're just slaying fish, like really slowly at times as well. Like at the start when your
weapons are really
when
bad.
your harpoon's shite and you're just like perpetually like hitting a tiny fish, and it's like really slowly
Just
swimming with blood coming off it. You're just like, oh mate, just shoot it, just shoot it with the gun and get it fucking over and done with.
Yeah.
But yeah, so your overall thoughts then of it, because I'd say, I don't want to say too much, but you're close to the end.
Yeah.
But you've got a bit to go yet.
Okay, cool. I love it, man. Game of the year.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, for me at the moment it is. I mean, I haven't played Zelda, so
Well, no, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
yeah, it's wicked, mate. I love it. I think it's really, really good, and it just constantly surprises you over and
Yeah.
over. It constantly surprises you. The game becomes so many different things as you go. Like, you start. So I suppose, like, we'll explain, and also spoilers.
Oh yeah. Absolutely good shout. Right, okay. Spoiler warning for Dave the Diver, because
We've already ruined the octopus.
So yeah, big spoiler warning for anyone that's not played Dave the Diver.
Yeah, because I want to get down into the nitty gritty with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the setting of it is, when it first starts out, it's quite obvious about what you think the game's going to be, and then in the day you go fishing, you go spearfishing, you dive down with your harpoon gun and you catch little fish. At this point, nothing particularly big. Then you take them back, and in the evening you run the sushi bar. So then it becomes like, it goes from like this like fish hunting game to all of a sudden you're managing and running around a bar at a restaurant, serving people drinks, go like Bancho, the chef's cooking stuff up. You got to run to him, take stuff off, and like clean the plates and bits like that, right?
Yeah.
And like when I first started playing it, I was like, oh, that's quite cool. So you're going to keep jumping between these two like different sort of gameplay styles, and that's how the loop remains really interesting, because there's like variation in it.
Yeah.
Then it drops a farming simulator on you,
Yeah,
and it's like
yeah, quite a minimal one, but still,
you have to go there every day, do the weeds, get the
yeah,
weeds out of your plants and water the plants and stuff like that,
get
and
your
then
rice.
get your rice exactly. Then you've got the like whole weapons upgrade system side of it.
Yeah,
So you can upgrade and find different weapons. So you've got like obviously you start with the harpoon and you get a rifle, but you can also get a net gun, you can get a sniper rifle, you can get the triple shot, you can get the grenade launcher,
yeah, like the sticky
sticky
grenade thing.
bombs, yeah. Like there's so much more that you can do in terms of like that side of it. And that character that you meet there is amazing. The guy who's like got all the anime
Anime,
characters.
like the action figures and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
can't remember his name. Yeah, it's like it. You're right. It just keeps on giving stuff, and that's not even like we haven't even spoken about the story yet, which is
Yeah.
basically your. So in effect, you could basically you could play the story from up to a certain point, and then you could just run the sushi bar if you want.
Yeah.
Like you don't even have to finish the story.
No.
You can just do that loop, which is a ridiculously fun loop as well,
Yeah.
considering it's effectively the same thing over and over. Obviously, they introduce new fish and new biomes as you go deeper, and you upgrade your water, like your air and things like that, and how much storage you can take.
Well, and the like diving area that you go into seems to at least to some extent be randomly generated, or at least there's different versions of it that
Yeah,
you go into each time.
yeah. So it's quite. It's procedurally generated, but I think it's sort of It's procedurally generated it follows the same sort of structure, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
Your
like
locations are always in the same places.
yeah, but some of the terrain might mean you have to go a bit of a longer way round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like the sunken ship is always on like the left hand side,
Yeah.
and like the first shark is always on the right hand
Right
side.
answer.
Do
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So you have those similarities, but it's always a little bit different each time, and it's all tied in like really neatly. Like obviously quite, it's pretty whimsical and far fetched in the fact that it's like this giant blue hole just keeps changing, and there's every type of fish here possible, but
Yeah.
it's
But they
like
make fun
nothing.
of that.
Yeah, and
They
nothing.
wrap that into the story.
Yeah, exactly, and it's not just like, oh, here's the weird underwater world, like crack on. It's like they're very self aware of that it's a video game,
Yeah, yeah.
and they play on that to its strength, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and then when the bit as well when the weapons guy has that dream and he's at the concert, he's at the show for the like he's at like the K-pop show or whatever,
Yeah,
and then it turns into like a rhythm game.
into a little river mini game. Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
like those mini games are amazing. The one like when you have to go head to head
The
with
VIP
the
ones, they're
VIP
fucking
Chinese
sick,
chef
aren't they?
guy, the first one who comes in, and it's like you've got to collect the ingredients, and then when you collect them all, it goes into that mini game where you're chopping up the carrots and then like slicing up the fish and preparing it.
Yeah,
They're wicked. They're really good mini games.
yeah. They're genuinely good. Like when I was playing it, I was like, this is like 10 video games in one.
Mm.
Which, on paper, if someone was like, we want to make a game that's kind of Stardew Valley, Subnautica, Monkey Island, WarioWare, all these different games, but it's got shooting in it and it's got like a
Yeah.
really genuinely interesting story, you'd
Yeah.
be like, what? Get out. You're not making that game. But it's pulled off like so well that, and it's so charming in what it does, and its characters, and
Mm.
the art style is like beautiful. It's like proper pixel art with like these really blocky pixel art cutscenes and things like that.
But then the background is also like 3D rendered. Like
It's like
it blends the
2.5D.
two really well. It
Yeah.
really nicely blends the two.
Yeah, because it's like it's pixel art how you imagine it, but it's modern pixel art with, like depth of color
Mm.
and perspective and things like that.
Yeah, really good example. That is the place where the sea people live,
Yeah,
because you can
exactly.
see the background and the foreground. You can see where you can go through like the little teleporter thing
Yeah, it's
the
not
whole
just a
time.
flat. It's not just a flat page, like how
No,
other
yeah,
platformers were always screens. So it's like different screens as you went through the level.
mm,
Whereas there's obviously layers of it that all seamlessly transition. And some
yeah,
of the bosses and things like that, like
they're really good.
the
Some of
boss
them are,
fights are really good, like really creative as well.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, because some of them are like puzzles, and some of them are more like damage based, and then you've got ones where you're like, oh, there's actually I've got to solve something here.
Yeah. Is it the eel that's like? I think it's the. I can't remember. It's some sort of fucking sea serpent, but it goes from left to right, and it's kind of like your sort of standard side scroller boss, but
Yeah,
then it goes through the back of the level,
yeah,
like through the background, and then spins round and it comes at you through the back, so it's coming
yeah,
at you from another perspective again, rather than just left and right permanently,
yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just really, really fucking good. Like I've struggled to find anything I'm not really keen on it about, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. The only bit that I wasn't keen on for a while was the when you go between the depths and the like the really deep bit and the like semi-deep bit, and you've got those little tentacles that block your way unless you shine the torch on them, the
yes,
UV
yeah,
torch. But then I realised you can, once you help the sea people, they just give you a pendant that does that
you just
for
equip the
you.
amulet and you
Yeah,
just walk through it.
that's
Yeah,
that's been on since I realised that existed.
yeah, yeah. That and the I think it's the damage one that I
Yeah,
was
that's
using. Like
exact. That's what I'm running, mate. We're running
yeah,
the same build.
running the same
Running
build.
the same David Diver build.
But yeah, I couldn't like I knew I wanted to play it, and then I saw the reviews and I was like, okay, that's cemented the fact I'm definitely gonna buy it. But I had no idea it was gonna capture me in such a way that I could not stop playing it.
Yeah,
Like I ditched everything else to play it for
yeah,
about 2 weeks. Basically, I completed it in about 2 weeks. I did like 30 hours, I think, which when you're working full time is pretty impressive
yeah. It's
to
not
be able to
bad,
get
guy. I
that
love it.
done. But yeah, it was yeah. I can't really fault it, to be honest. Like if it sounds easy to sell to people because of how great we're making it sound, but well, hopefully how great we're making it sound. But it's such a peculiar game. I
Mm,
think you could be into like lots of different stuff and still really, really enjoy this game.
yeah,
At its heart, I would say it's a management game of sorts. You know, like you're managing all these different things. You've got to
yeah,
go and catch the fish. You have to run the sushi bar. You manage the sushi bar. You can have staff and things like that. You do your farm. But then there's this whole other side to it where it's got like a genuine narrative
yeah.
that is a start and an end, which I think a lot of games that are in that same mold don't have as
Mm,
often.
yeah. They
Stardew
don't.
Valley is a fucking fantastic video game,
Oh, I love it.
and there are things you can do in it that you can only do by progressing, you know, your like abilities and how much
Yeah,
money you've got.
there's not really a definitive end.
But there isn't that through. You just get to the point where you're like, oh, I mean, I guess I've done everything now.
Yeah, I've completed farming.
Yeah, but this, it's like you've got the story there. If you want it, you kind of have to do it if you want to unlock more things and
Mm,
really experience the game in full. It's such a lovely blend of those two. Do you know what I mean? Where
definitely.
you can just do both, but at your leisure. You're never pressed into doing something other than like the events where you have a certain amount of days before you have to gather the ingredients for
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the tuna party or whatever,
And
and
even
things
if
like that.
there's not really a huge punishment if you fail that. You just get less money.
Exactly, exactly. It's more opportunistic, isn't it?
Yeah. What rank did you have? What's your cookster looking like?
I think I got to diamond. I didn't get the last one, unless that is diamond.
Diamond is the last one.
Okay, I think I'm platinum then.
Yeah, I'm platinum.
The only thing I couldn't get was the taste. Like I needed to get a meal. I need to get a meal up to like 250 taste or something like that. I
Yeah.
was on like 230, so it's fucking close, but I
Yeah.
didn't actually get it.
I love that as well. Like, so like the day after your shift, you can go on Cookster, which is the in-game version of Instagram,
Yeah,
and you can just look at
like
all
all the
the
pictures.
pictures that
Yeah,
people have taken at your restaurant.
yeah,
Just shit like
exactly.
that. It's just really fun little bits to add in, and like you use your phone so much in that game.
Yeah, because that's where you do all your management from, isn't it? Like other
Yeah.
than in person, like you upgrading your weapons, your diving, your farm. Like you can check on. It does a lot of the legwork for you,
Yeah.
so you're not like, oh, I need to go and do this. Oh, I need to do that again. Like I need to do that. The more you play it, the more you unlock, and the easier it gets to like do those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking phenomenal game, and just yeah, just ridiculously good because it's such a small team as well that developed it. But yeah, if you've not played Dave the Diver, go and play it because it's like 15 quid as
Go
well.
and do it. Go and do it.
It
Treat
is
yourself.
coming out. Yeah, treat yourself. It is coming out on Switch as well. I think next year. So if you're holding off to play it, then I reckon that would be banging on Switch.
Yeah, I think it would be a good Switch game.
Yeah. Well, moving on to our topic, which we've done about 25 minutes on Dave the Diver.
Well, part 2 of the topic.
We're going to look at some underwater video games.
We are.
So I wrote there's a fairly sparse collection of games that set underwater. But looking into it, there are some really, really good video games. And I thought we could have a quick chat about some of the best underwater games.
There's a high percentage of bangers in the
There
underwater collection of games.
Considering how few there are, I'd say there's some fucking excellent games on it.
Yeah. I mean, on the Wikipedia page, there's 98 games.
That's not a lot, is it, when you think about it?
Not really, of all-time games. I mean, I've made a list of a few that I think are good standouts, and then I have one that I've just stumbled across when looking at underwater games for this list that I really want to play, and I think you will also really want to play.
Right.
But I think the first ever underwater game I played was
Echo the Dolphin.
No. I never got on with Echo the Dolphin.
It's hard, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
really
it's
hard.
really hard. No, James Pond.
Yeah.
James Pond. Underwater agent.
Exclusively underwater. Love it.
Absolutely wicked game. I used to play it on Sega Mega Drive back in the day.
Nice.
Definitely have like really, you know how like rose tinted glasses when you think back about how things like. I imagine if I played James Pond now, it's not gonna stand up.
You're not gonna dust off your Mega Drive for it, are you?
No, exactly. But I did want to give that a shout out. That was
fair.
When was that? 1990. That was released.
Oh, mate, same year as you.
Same year as
me.
Same year I was released, mate. That's the same year I was released.
Oh, mate, it's such a grim way of released onto the world. It was a lucky day, mate. It was a lucky day.
Me and James Pond go way back.
I think the obvious one to point out quick is BioShock.
Yeah.
Obviously you're inside a city, but the city is firmly underwater at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, which again is just a fucking absolute nightmare of mine. Like that is that is a nightmare. But
what a game.
Yeah, I mean, one of the greatest video games of all time, really.
Yeah.
If you've not played BioShock for whatever reason,
I can tell you
now.
Go and play it.
I can tell you now, it's still just as good now, like 15 years later, or whenever it came out. I think it was about 2007, I think. BioShock 2 not as good, but still underwater. It's still good, you know. It gets a lot of shit, BioShock 2, but
I'm going to give you a controversial opinion here.
Go on. You prefer it?
I prefer 2 to 3.
Do ya?
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's...
Mine goes 1, 2, 3.
Wait. Oh, sorry. I thought I thought for a minute you said you preferred 2 to 1, and I was like,
No. I prefer 2 to 3.
sorry, I should have actually listened. Yeah,
Not just hear what you want to hear if you like.
it's because I thought we were going underwater only. Nah, I have to disagree with that. But
Yeah, I wasn't big on 3 at all. Really.
nah,
Never
I think it was
finished
quite. I think it was quite divisive. I loved it. I thought the story was insane. Like it was one of the first games I really played where I wanted to read up about the story afterwards and find out like everything, every little nook of lore and Easter egg and things like that. And
Bloodborne.
yeah,
That's what I was like with that.
that was yeah. Any From Software games.
Yeah.
Can't do a podcast without mentioning them. From Software,
No.
mate. What you saying?
What else are they paying us for?
What else you got? What else you got on your list?
I've got another one that I think you aren't going to have on your list, but it's an absolute banger that I love and played a lot on Xbox 360. Feeding Frenzy 2.
Okay, yeah, no, never played this, mate. Never played this.
It's literally just like you start off as like a small fish, you eat smaller fish, grow, get bigger, eat bigger fish, go into like frenzy mode, and you can just, like I said, just keep getting bigger and bigger, and it's like an arcade game.
Yeah.
And I always used to play it on Tristan's Xbox because we used to wake up at his house on Saturday, really hungover, and Tristan didn't used to wake up until like 3 p.m. So
yeah, just fucking
used to just
lay in
sit
his
there.
bed, like, and you'd be on the sofa, on this little sweaty leather sofa that you'd had about 2 hours sleep on because you felt like you were fucking cheese on toast. And it's like he stopped waking up for ages.
So I'd just get into some Feed and Frenzy. And,
Nice.
And just play it on mute.
Yeah, don't fucking wake him up, otherwise he'll take the Xbox away.
Yeah, but that was PopCap Games, published by EA in 2006.
Fucking PopCap, mate. Fair. So I got a little indie on there which I played when it came out, called Song of the Deep. You ever played this?
No, I haven't.
So it's like a Metroidvania style where you're in like a little submarine, and it's basically a Metroidvania game. You know, you're backtracking, you're going to and from different areas, fighting different bosses. But it's a little side scroller, yeah, and you're in like this little submarine, but I can't remember exactly what happens in the story, but I think you're looking for like a cure for your either your other half or like a loved one. And you have to go or I can't remember, or you built the submarine with this loved one and they passed away and you go and like explore the ocean for them, kind of thing.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly, but it's actually got a really like quite a nice story to go along with it. But yeah, that came out in 2016. That's a little hidden gem if no one's ever played that, is Song for the Deep. What else you got?
I have got, well, the other two that I've got are definitely on your list. So I'll go to the one that I found whilst looking at games set underwater to jog my memory.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a game called Silt?
Silt? No.
Yeah. Mate, take a look at this.
Silt.
I'm going to send this to you on Discord so you can just have a look at it quick, because I think you'll love it, and I definitely want to play it.
I mean, it looks like Limbo underwater.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's basically penned as. Limbo underwater.
That looks fucking awesome, mate. The art style is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you haven't played Limbo, it's like puzzle based. It's like a puzzle adventure game, but the big sort of point of it is it's black and white, and it uses a lot of like shadow effects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just really creepy. It makes everything feel really creepy, and Silt looks like it does that, but underwater.
Yeah, that looks awesome, man. I can't get over the art style. It looks beautiful. It's almost like hand drawn.
Yeah, it's
like
really
almost
nice. Isn't
pencil kind of shading.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, fucking, I'm sold on that. It looks wicked. It looks really, really cool. So the other two, then, you said they're going to be the same.
Yeah, they'll be exactly the same too. And they're both begin with S.
Yeah. So Soma.
Yeah.
Obviously, Frictional guys that did Amnesia.
Yeah,
And
underwater
what can make
horror-y.
Amnesia fucking scarier? Let's just put it underwater.
Stick
Yeah,
it
cheers.
underwater.
And have a really fucked up story about like transcending our fleshy bodies into the fucking AI.
Yeah,
That's a butchering the story, but from memory, that's basically what it is.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's really bleak as well.
Really
Like, it's
bleak.
really
Everything's
bleak.
really run down. It's all abandoned and demolished, and
And then there's just horrible AI that's really fast that just chases you through like basically the seafloor
yeah,
and through old decrepit facility that's based underwater.
yeah.
But yeah, excellent game.
Freaky game. It's great.
Yeah, really good. And then obviously the last one that I've got on my list.
SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Straight out of my list. No, the last one is Subnautica, which personally I actually think it's one of the best video games I've ever played.
Do you want to know what I love?
Go on.
When I was like putting my list together, I clicked on the Subnautica Steam page, and because it pins to the top reviews by friends on the page, it's just a review from you that just says easily the best survival game available.
Yeah. That's when I was doing my Steam reviews during COVID to like unlock shit for my profile because I had nothing else to do. But I stand by that. I think it is. I think it's by far actually not just because it's underwater, but by far the best survival game I've ever played.
Yeah, I would agree.
Weird that we were saying this about Dave the Diver as well in a similar vein, but it's the first survival game where I played and I was like, fuck, I actually think there's something going on here. And you're slowly uncovering all the stuff about why your ship was shot down and
Yeah,
what they were doing. Like there was a disease on the planet and they had to quarantine it, so you can't leave and you can't attempt to land.
Breadcrumb trail. It's not like it doesn't shove you into a mission objective, and
Yeah, and it's permanently got the loop of like you need to go deeper. You need to go deeper to find A, the materials to go even deeper, and B, to find out what happened, and then C, you find out, fuck, I might be able to build a rocket to help me get off this fucking horrible planet, which is just water. But yeah, it did everything for me. I loved it. It's a beautiful looking game. The soundtrack's phenomenal.
Oh, it's
it
so
plays
good,
it plays really well as well, and
the fact that it's like
just creepy as fuck.
Alien fish as well, because it's an underwater alien planet.
Yeah, exactly.
It like everything's so, I don't know, because like you don't know what's going to be next.
You don't know what's hostile or not. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like you see things and you're like, I mean, there are things that are clearly hostile,
clearly going to mess you up. Yeah.
Like the Reaper Leviathans are like, genuinely, I will never ever forget the first time that you go towards the Aurora, the big crash ship, and you and you literally hear them like going, and you're just like, what the fuck is
it's horrifying, isn't
and
it?
It's all murky, and you just can't. And before you know it, you're in your Seamoth, and they've just like got their like fucking clamps on you.
Yeah,
you're just
shaking
like,
your little sub about.
Yeah, just absolutely wrecking it, and you're just like, yeah. I also think that game as well does map boundaries probably the best in a game, where you just try and go to the edge of the map and your little PDA comes on and it just says like you're entering the ecological dead zone.
Yeah.
The only species that survive out here are microscopic or Leviathan class, and you're like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
And you keep going and you start going deeper and you realise that it just doesn't have a bottom. And then you just go far enough out and then the PDA is like, are you sure what you're doing is worth it? And you're just like, fuck. And you keep going.
It's terrifying.
And you get fucked up. You get absolutely fucked up by ghost Leviathans, like fully grown ones that are, I don't know, they're like 80 feet long or something in the actual game. Something ridiculous like that.
I would love to know how that's programmed, like how that's coded in. Do you just get to a certain point and then it sets a ghost leviathan on you, so you
It
can't
just,
get
I think
any
it
further out?
spawns one, and you can keep going, and then it'll spawn another one. I think it spawns up to 2 or 3.
Okay.
But even if you're in the submarine, like in the Cyclops, it just gets trashed like
Yeah.
before you can. Well, you can't go anywhere anyway because it just keeps going. But yeah, it's insane. It's so freaky, and it's been modded to fuck as well. Like people have modded like a gargantuan leviathan into
Yeah,
it,
yeah, I've seen that.
which is cool because when you get to the bottom area, the Lost River, you find like a skeleton of a gargantuan leviathan, and the skeleton is like the head is like the size of like half the Aurora, the main ship,
Yeah.
and you're just like, what's that then? how was that? How was that a thing?
How did that ever exist? What was that
yeah,
eating
yeah, literally,
to stay alive?
yeah, it's insane. But it's kind of got its own cult following, and people have modded it, and they've got like theories about like there's an even bigger leviathan like in the depths and things like that. And yeah, I love the second one. It's not as good as the first one because they weirdly added loads of land to it.
Yeah, they did. I know. I thought that was so weird the first time I played the second one. I was like, hang on.
Yeah,
I love this game because it's not on land.
yeah.
Don't take it on land.
It's obviously a lot like it's predominantly underwater, but there is a lot of areas where like it's in the ice caps on the same planet. But it's a lot of caves.
Because there's like a snowmobile and shit in there.
Yeah. But yeah, the new one is in development, and I think they're going to make it multiplayer. So whether that's a co-op, which that's got Scars written all over it. Yeah. But yeah, there's your comprehensive list of underwater games for anyone listening. You got some absolute bangers on there. I think we've done that absolute justice, mate.
Oh, it's just great games. My on the water shout out was for Raft.
On the water, like it. Yeah, Raft's really good. Yeah, we had an absolute blast with that, and it's still horrible when you fall off and the shark's just like straight away.
Yeah, he does
you
not leave you alone.
Dip your toe in and the shark's like on you straight away. It's fucking well annoying, but that is good. That is good. I love the little story beats you find in the notes and things.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, it's good. It's good. Right, let's fucking power on through to the Reflect Select. It's gonna be a mammoth episode, mate.
It's gonna be a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. So in honor of our last episode, I thought this would be a good Reflect Select for this week.
Yeah.
And it actually kind of ended up being quite an interesting sort of little bit of research into it as well, because the game is called WrestleQuest, and it's out on Tuesday, the 8th of August. It's out on everything. And it's developed by a studio called Megacat Studios, and they have done fucking loads of stuff. So I looked into them, and I'm just looking at their Wikipedia page here. They basically made loads of games for like old consoles, for like like NES and Sega Genesis and stuff like that. I'm not really sure if they're emulated or whether they're actual cartridges. The images and videos I found look like they're legit cartridges.
There's quite a few developers that still make like, what are they called? Like discontinued console games. So they just make games specifically for consoles that are no longer like live sort of thing.
Yeah. But the actual game itself looks like pretty good, doesn't it? It's like a little pixel art just wrestling fighting game. I think it kind of in the same vein as Super Punch Out, but like a top down isometric style.
Yeah, and it's what I thought was really cool is like I thought at first maybe they were just using like references to real wrestlers, but they're not. It's actually the likenesses of real wrestlers like Diamond Dallas Page, Macho Man, Jake the Snake, Sergeant Slaughter. They're like all in it.
They're like legit wrestlers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's obviously got a bit of heart and passion behind it, that they've not just like made a wrestling game without any knowledge of the subject, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Someone signed off on it, but yeah, it looks really cool. I was definitely going to try this.
But yeah, that's by Megacat Studios. They've done absolutely loads of stuff. You look at their on their website and on their Wikipedia. There's just they've done loads of games, but they've only been going I think since 2016. So They've absolutely churned them out, mate. But
Mm.
yeah, that is WrestleQuest, and it's out on Tuesday, the 8th of August. Right, what have you got coming out this week, mate, on the channel?
On the channel, I have a highlights video of Elden Ring called My Journey Through the Lands Between.
Nice. Nice. I'm looking forward to that, mate.
Mostly compilation of me falling off stuff.
Try jumping.
Yep. Mostly that.
Oh, mate, I'm looking forward to that because that's one of those games that we've never played together. So I'm looking forward to watching you play it and fall off stuff by the sounds of
mostly falling off stuff, some big whiffs.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, just all the good stuff.
Are there any highlights with Charlie in there?
There we are, yeah. There's a couple of invasions.
Nice.
A couple of boss battles that we go on. Yeah.
Mic'd up? Are you mic'd up on it?
Yes, although for some reason in the recording, mine was recording from my webcam microphone. So I sound like I'm on the other side of the room.
It does that sometimes, though. Even when we join this, it's like it just picks up the webcam. Just fucking just unplug it, mate.
Charlie plays on Steam Deck, so it was recorded through the Steam Deck. So
through the mic inside. As long as you can hear it, it's fine, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a bit where we were teabagging one of the invaders, and you can just hear Charlie clicking the stick on the Steam Deck, like
just maniacally laughing at the same time.
Yeah.
Wicked. So that's out on Loot the Truth this weekend.
Indeed.
Awesome. Well, that'll do us again for another episode. So thanks ever so much for listening, guys, and thanks as always, Con, for joining.
The pleasure is mine.
And we will see you all in episode 23.
Au revoir.
Half of 46.